The Last of Us Part 2. Grounded Permadeath Tutorial. Seattle Day 2, The Seraphites. Stalker Offices. The fast strat for Stalker Offices is so easy that we're simply just going to run right through it. If you want to be extra safe, you can equip a bottle too. Before I get control of Ellie, I'm already pressing up on the left joystick. You want Ellie to maintain a steady jog before she hits that barrier that I drew with a red line. Once she crosses that red line, or also where the wall ends, she can start sprinting straight down the hall. Approximately halfway down the hall, there's a stalker on your left. I keep running past it, but dodge after it shows up, and then continue running down the hall. On the left, there is some loot that you can pick up on your way out, and then smash the window, and you're free. Stalker Basement. Stalker Basement is also relatively simple. First, we're going to equip our brick, then hop over. Make sure your shotgun is loaded, though. You're going to need it. Once inside, we're going to make our way right, go through the crack in the wall, and into the next room. Next, we're going to crouch and hide behind the very end of this desk. Let's aim our brick for the opposite corner, throw it, and then wait for 2 to 3 stalkers to show up so we can molly them. After mollying the stalkers, we're going to run to our right and load our shotgun. Almost always, the clicker will come first through the door on your right in front of you. So I wait for it to find me, and then I kill it. Next up are any remaining stalkers that didn't get taken out by the molly. Just look on your left and your right, see where it's going to come from, and with that, we're done. I only had one to kill.
Okay. Time to go.
Sewer Stalker. While the Sewer Stalker isn't a required encounter, you might consider taking it out for all of the supplies in the room it's locked up in. A lot of people will stun the Stalker with a brick or a bottle to grab it and kill it. I, however, have not mastered this art, so I'm going to use a bow and arrow to take it out. After equipping my bow, I'm going to go prone right at the edge of the doorway. You need a headshot to take it out, so that's what I'm going to aim for. This may take several tries, not due to your aim, but due to positioning. As you'll notice in this example, I'm a little bit too far behind the door frame right now for it to work. So I just grab the arrow I just shot, scooch forward a little bit, and try again. This time, it's a success. So now I'm free to loot the room without the stalker grabbing and killing me.
All right.
Seraphite Forest/Park. For Seraphite Park, we're just going to sneak through the entire area without alerting until the very end. Before we run up to this next mound, we want to make sure we're kind of in the middle of it, well, maybe a little to the left. Which side of the mound you climb up on changes the enemy placement, so just keep that in mind. Hold down R1 to take out the arrow. There is no prompt, so you just have to know this. We're going to crouch all the way to the left as soon as we get control of Ellie again. Once you reach the end, crawl on top of the mound and go prone. We are going to prone through these ferns as we make our way to the exit and keep an eye out for all enemies around us. Note that while I go undetected until the very end, you can choose to bottle the first person you see and make a run for it. It's a faster method, I just didn't do it in this example. As you can see, I'm constantly angling my camera so that I can keep track of all enemies around me, just in case they get too close or spot me. The woman in front of me carrying an axe is of course deadly, but the thing is, she can't get to you fast enough whenever you start to run, so she's actually pretty safe to be around. I can continue to crawl past the edge of these ferns, but instead I'm going to run and make a break for it since the door is just right there in front of me. You may get shot at, but I very rarely, if ever, take damage here.
Come on. Made it.
Seraphite parking garage and red door. For this strat, you're going to need 2 trap mines, a stun bomb, and possibly a bottle depending on the RNG of certain enemies. There is a way to only use 1 trap mine, but that's not what I'm doing in this example. Once Ellie squeezes between this truck and the crack in the wall, we're going to make our way right through the trees, crouching most of the way. When we hit the back, we're going to hang left. After this first patch of ferns, we're going to go prone into the next patch of ferns and stay hidden for a while.
Now he is free.
Now he is free.
Search for stragglers. May she guide us.
What we're waiting for before we go now is for this Seraphite in front of us to get past this tree in the middle and turn away from us, approximately where the edge of the car is. Then we can make our way forward. Now we're going to crouch all the way up past these ferns to the back of the car and go prone again. You want to stay hidden behind this car until this Seraphite turns around and gets past pretty much the windshield and isn't looking your direction. There's also a woman in the back looking towards you, so keep that in mind. You're going to crawl forward under this tree that's fallen. Now crouch left and make your way into the parking garage. Once inside, crouch to your right and go all the way down until you're almost at the end. There's a patch of grass at the back that once you get to a certain point, you want to go prone at. Right here. I'll show the good RNG after, but what we want is for this man up on the top to our left to turn away first, and then there's a woman to our right that we want to be walking away from us. However, in this example, she's at the back, it's a little hard to see her, and she is walking towards us. Honestly, waiting for the right rotation is going to take forever, so what I choose to do is bottle her and make a run for it. Here I'm waiting a second rotation to see if it gets any better, but it doesn't. Again, we're waiting for both Seraphites to be walking away from your direction. Unfortunately, she's still back over there and going to be walking our way, so this is where I'll actually bottle her. You will alert here, so you want to be very fast, running towards the back, hopping the this jump to your left, and hopefully you don't get shot. There's pistol ammo you can pick up, as well as another bottle. Now we're going to run and make our way to the right and break into this shop. Here I'm going to place 2 trap mines to take out the brute. It's going to be right at this corner on the wall, and place them on top of each other. Then pull out your smoke bomb and open the door. As soon as you get control of Ellie again, you want to immediately crouch and aim your smoke bomb for the room in the back. There are 2 Seraphites in there, one with an arrow, one with a shotgun. So we're going to aim, time it, and melee them to death. If you do that from standing, the RNG may change, and the shotgun guy that I just killed might actually be able to get you, the stun bomb won't hit him, so keep that in mind. And just like that, you've made it through. Ideal RNG. Here I want to show the ideal RNG of the middle part of this parking garage area. We're going to make our way forward at a crouch, and then when we hit a little bit further down in this patch of grass, we're going to go prone. Again, what we're looking for here is for both Seraphites to be turned away from you and walking in opposite directions. First, I'm waiting for this Seraphite on the top left, just like last time. In this example, he takes a little longer to get here. Now that he's here, we're going to wait for him to turn around and then turn to our right and look for the lady over there. This time she's walking towards us and is about to turn around. This is perfect RNG. Now here, it's safe to go in this example, but see where she just made a little turn? Normally she does what I call a spinny do and turns most of the way around so she can see you. Now we're going to go prone in the grass. We're not going to alert here. I go into a crouch at the edge of this truck and make my way around the tree in front of me before I start to sprint. It's a big jump, so you make sure you want to line it up right and don't fall. I didn't take any damage in this example, but if you alert too early, you might get shot. Now the rest of this is the same as the last example. You're going to place your 2 trap mines, grab your stun bomb, and then melee the 2 guys in the back. Things to note. Let's talk upgrades. There are 2 things to note. First is before the hospital, you must have the silencer upgraded. You can use a bow and arrow in the hospital, which I'll explain in a bit, but I prefer the silencer, so that's why I have it upgraded. The next thing to note is that I do not upgrade the explosives tree until after this encounter. The reason being is that the improved trap mines kind of mess with my strategy, so I don't like that. You'll also notice that I don't increase health. I'm saving that for Santa Barbara, and I can explain that later on. Again, I don't have health upgraded yet. I do have faster crafting, so I can pick up binding and blade for arrows. I need a silencer for my pistol in hospital, and ideally faster prone at some point. And let's talk the explosives tree. So improved trap mines are good, but that doesn't really matter so much. The improved mollies really matter, especially for hospital basement, so keep that in mind. And I need explosive arrows for arcade bloater and the top floor of Santa Barbara Resort. And with that, let's move on to the hospital. St. Mary's Hospital. The hospital strat is a long one, but a good one. I don't alert and I don't take any damage. So let's equip our silencer and get into it. After opening the door, you're going to crouch to your left all the way up until the box is in front of you, and then go prone into the grass.
Hey, we get the job done. I'm telling you, man. Data soldier. It makes these shifts so much easier.
Sure. I'll keep that in mind.
Here you're going to wait a little bit for their dialogue to finish before continuing forward.
That's our guys executing those freaks.
Hey, did you hear why we're all getting called up to the fob?
I heard that Isaac wants us to retake all of downtown.
Here you're waiting for two things. The guy directly in front of you to turn and go to his right, and then the guy on the scaffolding to turn and go the other direction. Once you're at the edge of this ambulance, look to your right and make sure that this guy isn't looking towards you. Now you can crouch forward and you'll be unseen, and make your way to the back of the scaffolding. Now we're going to hide on the left side of this wall and wait for the woman to come our direction. Okay, she's coming our way, and when she gets a little closer, I'm going to start spamming triangle so that I can grab her and kill her. There is a guy back by the ambulance, but he shouldn't be able to see you. Once you kill her, stay in crouch and go up the ladder. Ellie will land up the top in crouch as well and not alert. Now we're going to hide right here until the soldier comes in front of us. He'll be turned away so you can grab him and kill him. After killing him, we're going to run and hop onto the next ledge in front of us. Immediately go prone and crawl into the room below. After dropping down, you want to stay behind this wall and keep an eye on the doorway. There will be a guy there, but you can't be seen. There are going to be two people in rotation in this room in front of you that you want to keep an eye on. What we want is to kill this guy first, but there's a woman who does a rotation at the back, and you want to make sure that she is pretty much towards the end of the exit or out of the room whenever you grab him. This was an ideal rotation, so I'm going to take advantage of the timing, grab this guy, and kill him in the grass. This way his body won't be seen. After taking him out, you're going to immediately go prone and crawl to the edge of the grass.
Fuck you.
Get your pistol with the silencer ready. Make sure it's loaded. The woman from earlier is going to be crossing by again. I like to aim here so that way I get a perfect headshot. Now let's turn around and grab a little loot. We're going to make our way back to where we started and then go around into the room to our right. Grab whatever you need along your way forward. When I get to this door frame in front of me, I go prone. I don't want the dog and handler on the right outside to see me. Now we're going to make our way through this second doorway and hide behind the hospital bed in front of us. There's a guy on rotation that'll be walking back towards us. He goes up and down the hall. He does a few spinny doos where he turns around, and we just want to make sure that when we go to our right, he is not facing us. Now he's turned away, but be careful because he could do a spinny do. That's why I do a prone dive there. It's just a little bit faster. Now we're going to go around this pile of bags and behind the desk. Note that to your right, the dog handler could come through that door, so just keep a close eye on it. In this area, there are 2 people on the patrol. The dog handler will come in and out right there to your right, and then the woman at the back will do a rotation. I know that was really fast, but what you want to do is go when the dog handler turns away and the woman in front of you also turns away. Now we're going to prone at this door and make sure that no one is coming our direction. As you can see, this woman is walking our direction, so we're going to hide a little bit before going forward and getting behind that hospital bed. The woman is out of the way, so now we can go to the hospital bed and crouch behind it.
She was just in the lobby. Want me to find her?
No, no.
Here we have a long wait. Not always, but you want the right rotation, where this guy that walks up and down the hall to the back and the woman who walks around and into your direction are walking away pretty much at the same time. In this example, I have to wait quite a bit. Unfortunately, now is not a good rotation because the guy at the back is down the other end of the hall and will turn around and see you by the time you get your way to the hospital door. And now it's just a lot of waiting. Again, not an ideal rotation because this woman is walking towards us and the other guy will be around the back of the hall and he'll also be walking towards us. So by the time we get to that door, we're going to be spotted. And see, that guy has already made it back and would have seen us if we had started going towards the door. Now, this rotation isn't perfect, but by experience, I know that I have pretty much enough time to get to the door without being spotted. Especially because the woman on our left is waiting in the doorway for a few seconds, while this guy in front of us is about to turn around. This does give us enough time to get to the door, just barely, so I'm going to risk it to get the biscuit. Here you want to crouch all the way to the door and open it as soon as you get the prompt. Here you can see that this is good timing because the guy at the back of the hall is standing there and waiting, and then the woman who makes her rotation hasn't gotten to the door yet. This gives me just enough time to complete the triangle prompt without being detected. And with that, we can make our way to find Nora. Hospital Basement. Hospital Basement is super quick and easy. All we have to do is catch some soldiers on fire and make a break for it. As soon as you get control of Ellie, you want to equip the molly and throw it halfway up the column in front of you where the WLF are. This will catch all three on fire, especially with the upgrade you made. Now make a break for it and just run to the door. You'll have enough time to get through before any of the WLF can shoot you or the clickers can get you. And now you have completed all encounters in Ellie Day 2. Next up, Road to the Aquarium. For more content, please consider following my Twitch channel, Kill a Car. Thank you for watching. Bye!